feel that. So good. Thank you. Thank you so much, David Klein. Love it. We love you. So grateful for your service. It's practitioner David Klein on our meditation music this morning. You can find David Klein online. We're so grateful. Good morning, Agape. Welcome. It is a good day. Thank you all for being here. We are here to celebrate life divine together in community. It is so wonderful. So we're glad that you're with us today. So glad we have this amazing house band with us today. All right, Mitch Foreman, I see you. Andre Berry on bass, David Neal guitar, Cal Bennett in the house today. Yes. Tony St. James on drums. We are blessed. I'm Marianne Lewis. Tanya Davis. And on behalf of Reverend Michael, I welcome you. We're so grateful for his yes that we can be here together today. Let's sing, everybody. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we see. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Come on, y'all. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we see. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we see. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. I am that I am. Oh, I am that I am. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we see. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. Come on, y'all. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the love that we see. We are the seeds we are sowing. We are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest we reap. We are the harvest we reap.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Marianne, and the awesome band. Our meditative thought this morning. Have you ever examined that for which you affirmatively pray? Does it include an expansion of consciousness, an increasing depth of wisdom, compassion, forgiveness of self and others, generosity, the discovery of your innate gifts? Constantly tinkering with what we believe our human imperfections can overtake our lives. We begin fussing over teeth that television ads insist aren't wide enough, bodies that aren't thin, muscular, or attractive enough. When we look at our world and how many of our brothers and sisters must devote most of their waking hours to daily subsistence, we can catch that having the time for meditation and prayer is a blessed, sacred luxury. Let us not waste this blessing or take it for granted. Written in through Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Akuyo. So grateful for Reverend Michael. Thank you. So once again, welcome everyone to Agape. It's time for our congregational song. It's called Use Me if you're with us for the very first time. The words will be on the screen, so we would love for you to follow along with us. Sing from your heart and soul. And we also love to stand at this time. So right where you are, feel free to stand as we stand for these beautiful words of the Spirit. Use me, oh God, I stand for you. And here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Yes. Command my hand, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator and makes all things new. God needs us to shine His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you. And here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Bright, beautiful day, Agape Nation. We are going to welcome to the platform our own Agape member, Ray Davis, brilliant soul, brilliant light. Here's what his bio says. You will love this. He is a singer, songwriter on a mission to personally introduce the world to high vibe music and arts. High vibe, according to Ray, celebrates the best and highest ideas about life, humanity, and each individual's unique opportunity to contribute something good to the world. Through his original high vibe songs and stories, Ray is sparking what he calls an evolution revolution, which is a change in perspective from believing, I'll be happy when the world changes, to my true lasting happiness comes from me changing myself. As Ray says, the only real solution is an evolution revolution. So that's what Ray Davis is all about. Welcome, Ray. Give Ray some love and appreciation on the chat. You know him. To know him is to love him.
Good morning, evolutionary revolutionaries. Oh, yeah, that's all, yo. That's why you're here. So good morning. We're going to do a song of transformation for you. This little story of a cat who figured there might be something more to my life than I've always thought. This is called The Average Man. Thought he was an average man, average face and average hands, average feet set square on the middle tier, about here, satisfied with his mild success, as much as any average man could expect, until the day he was beset by his greatest fear. It all started with a feeling so immense it filled the whole blue sky. He said, what if I was born for greatness? What if I am really more than I think I am? What if mediocrity was never in the stars for me, and miracles and wonders was the plan for the average man? He said he'd find the nerve to stretch and reach beyond the bell curve, but never did for fear of drawing back an empty hand. Where'd he go? He said, what's an average man to do with so little time and all these things I think through? Maybe I should just stick to what I understand. Maybe. Oh, but he couldn't shake that feeling. A feeling so intense it about to blow his mind. He said, what if I was born for greatness? What if I am really more than I think I am? What if mediocrity was never in the stars for me, and miracles and wonders was the plan for the average man? Yeah, yeah, yeah. How the average man, yeah, hey, hey. In the stars for me, and miracles and wonders was the plan for the average man. Yeah, yeah, for the average man. Oh, woman, boy, yeah, hey. I gotta sing na 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 na. Na 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 na, come on, hear me sing, sing. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na, oh no 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 no. na 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 na. Na 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 na
Wow. Thank you so much, Ray. Fabulous. Did you love that? Enjoy that? So wonder and awe, miracles and wonder for you today. So that's Ray Davis. Ray Davis, yes. And then the house band, we had a couple of solos. Cal Bennett, David Neal did a couple of solos. And then we did on piano, we have Mitch Foreman, drums, Tony St. James, and bass, Andre Berry. Give the house band some love and appreciation. Love the music ministry. Put it in the chat too. You should go back and listen to that Ray Davis song. I'm just telling you. Go back, make that your affirmations. That'll lift you to a whole new level of expression. That's what I think of Ray's song. I'm Reverend Coco Stewart, and I'm delighted to welcome you here this bright and beautiful day that God has made for us to rejoice, to celebrate, to rise above the past, and to be free and liberated in joy, and to take each other with each other along the way. That's our job. Reverend Dr. Michael is in Costa Rica. He will be back next Sunday, and we will hear from him in a little bit. As always, when Rev travels, we have powerful consciousness of upliftment, of illumination, of luminous presence, and that's our own Reverend Dr. Julie Moret. She will be coming forward bringing the topic, will you be made whole for real? You're going to really enjoy this, so we're looking forward to that. I'm sure Rev might be tuning in too, so we're just going to take a moment and send him some love, yes, in your heart. Love you, Reverend. Michael, love to see you back next week and grateful for who you are. If this is your first time worshiping with us, we just want to give you an Agape welcome. If someone told you about us, or if you were moving across the YouTube channels and found us, we want to give you a big Agape welcome. So I just invite you to be still with this. And even if you've attended, just take this in. But if you're new specifically, we want to bring you in a global welcome. So we see you in our mind's eye. We feel you in our heart. We extend our consciousness through our hands of love. And we say, welcome to Agape. We recognize you. We know who you really are. You are a spiritual emanation of the Most High God as the innermost God, one and the same God. You are luminous presence. You are spiritually intelligent divine beauty that glows brightly as an effervescent being of love. Let's see, what does it say in my notes? You are a one-of-a-kind spiritual genius. We love you, we appreciate you, and we thank God for you. Wrap your arms around yourself as a agape welcome, agape love, because when you're here in the sanctuary, that's what's going to happen. We're going to embrace you with some agape love. Thank you so much. Stay with us through this service. You know it's directly for you. We have Agape licensed spiritual practitioners who are holding prayer vigil on site and remotely. They are on the chat also, and they're under the direction of Reverend Dr. Kathleen McNamara and Reverend Jason Mitchell. We have one Agape licensed spiritual practitioner who's going to come forward at this time with a specific assignment. She's going to bring forth the affirmations, the Agape purpose statement, which is now your purpose statement, a spiritual reading and a living evocation of the heart. And I'm going to invite Dion Raymond to come forward.
Thank you, Reverend Coco. Ray, musicians, the music, it just sets the tone. Okay. Reverend Michael's theme for this month is, you really want change? Change your vibrational address. Our speaker today is Reverend Julie Moret, and her topic is, will you be made whole for real? This morning, I had the joy of facilitating our meditation with music by practitioner David Klein Lovett. And today, our musical inspiration is none other than Ray Davis. And our interpreters today are Mackenzie Connerly and T.L. Forsberg. Licensed practitioners are currently holding prayer vigil and engaging with you in the comments of this broadcast on Facebook Live. You're invited to share any prayer requests there or contact our prayer ministry directly. Flower dedication. In celebration of 100 animal adoptions, this flower dedication is for Agape and Agape's facilitators and practitioners. I'm grateful for the teachings which help me realize my dreams and fulfill my life purpose, rescuing homeless animals. Abundant blessings, Candace Kuwahara, Agape licensed spiritual practitioner, founder of Infinite Love Animal Rescue, co-lead for Agape's Animal Kinship Ministry. Now it is time for our affirmations. I invite you to please, if you are able, to stand and repeat them aloud after me, line by line. I am one with the presence of God Almighty. A new world is emerging in my playful, prayerful consciousness. My high intention and deep conviction propel me forward with ease by grace. The spiritual supply within me transcends any seeming limitations. Health and wholeness are my divine birthright, fully expressed. Every day I have more and more to be grateful for. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. With such conviction. And now Agape's purpose statement. Our purpose as an intentional spiritual community is to be a living environment for individuals to realize that they are unique emanations of God, the love intelligence governing the universe. We embody an understanding of our oneness with God, and we consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through the New Thought Ageless Wisdom teachings and the energy of unconditional love, we are committed to individual transformation and to being a beneficial presence on the planet. Simply, we are here for God. Our selected reading is taken from the book, The Neville Reader, and it is found in the section, The Law and the Promise. It is an excerpt from There Is No Fiction and begins on page 38. There is no fiction. If an imaginal activity can produce a physical effect, our physical world must be essentially imagined. To prove this would require merely that we observe our imaginal activities and watch to see whether or not they produce corresponding external effects. If they do, then we must conclude that there is no fiction. Today's imaginal drama, fiction, becomes tomorrow's fact. If we had this wider view of causation, that causation is mental, not physical, that our mental states are causative of physical effects, then we would realize our responsibility as a creator and imagine only the best imaginable. Fable enacted as a sort of stage play in the mind is what causes the physical facts of life. Humanity believes that reality resides in the solid objects they see around them, that it is in this world that the drama of life originates, that events spring suddenly into existence, created moment by moment out of antecedent physical facts. But causation does not lie in the external world of facts. The drama of life originates in the imagination of humanity. The real act of becoming takes place within our imagination and not without. And so with these very profound words, let us turn within to the world of reality and how good it is to have this ability and this time, this moment, this presence to turn within, to make welcome and to know and to speak the truth that there is one life. And this life is whole, it is perfect, it's complete, it's joy, it's peace beyond human understanding, it's prosperity, it's laughter, it's levity, creativity. It's the all in all as all. It is God. And so we turn to this, knowing that it is this reality that is the sum and the source and the total of that which we are. The I am, always loving and being each and every one of us, for there's only one. This one emanates wholly and perfectly and lovingly as this agape community. It is the tone and the vibration of the music and the musicians. It is the beating of our hearts and our very breath. And so from this place, I do give thanks, knowing that it is this breath and this word that downloads and articulates through Reverend Julie Moret. It is power, the power of God. It is light, the light of God. It is love, the love of God, and so much more. And we get to bask in it and rejoice in it and bring it with us and create a world which to some right now would seem unimaginable. But it is our interior awareness, and we allow it to outpicture as simply the unconditional love of God. And it is for this that I give thanks, knowing it is so very good. Allowing it to be by simply saying with me, and so it is. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. So we're opening the doors of our hearts, our minds, staying open to this presence moving through us. Thank you for setting the tone so beautifully. Let's sing, everyone. We're gonna rise together as the one life and celebrate that we are rising up with all that we need. We're gonna rise together as the one life as we liberate, calling on freedom to rise as one. We're gonna move together as the one life and celebrate. We can take each step with all that we need. We're gonna move together as the one life as we liberate, calling on freedom to move as one. We're gonna love together as a one life and celebrate. We can choose to love from all that we need. We are gonna love together as a one life as we liberate, calling on the freedom to love as one. We're gonna sing together as the one life and celebrate. We can sing our song from all that we need. We're gonna sing together as we liberate, calling sing as one. We're gonna live together as a one life and celebrate. We are living now. All that we need. Gonna live together as a one life as we liberate. Falling on the freedom to live as one. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dion. Beautiful reading, beautiful prayer. So as you know, Agape always has a lot of things going on, a lot of activities to take us deeper into consciousness, to know God more directly as our individualized life and the life of the world. So I'm going to invite Queen Akuyo Graham to come forward to bring forth highlights of some of our activities, highlight some announcements. Akuyo.
Thank you so much, Reverend Coco and Agape. Min data nan moshikia, Reverend Coco, Reverend Kathleen, Reverend Joanna, of course, Reverend Julie, Reverend Michael. And I simply said, beloved God, thank you so much for these magnificent ministers of Agape, how blessed we are to be gathered in this community. And I just feel that so strongly right now. So good morning, beloved Agape, once again. We have a few highlights for you today. Visit the Agape website at agapelive.com for more details on all of this, and all times listed are indeed Pacific Daylight Time. This year, in celebration of Reverend Michael's birthday on July 21st, Agape is bringing you an incredible free virtual summit into the Now Summit celebration. Say yes to you, featuring Don Miguel Ruiz, Queen Afua, Neil Donald Walsh, Daniel Laporte, Bob Proctor, and Sudgaru, and more. Register now at agapelive.com. Join the celebration. It's that very special time of year when the Agape Nation comes together to celebrate our beloved Reverend Michael's Appearance Day. Save the date and let's join together virtually for birthday surprises, push-ups, high kicks, and more on Sunday, July 18th during 9 and 11:30 a.m. services on YouTube, Facebook Live, and live stream. You don't want to miss this very special Sunday. And just a reminder that Teen Agape has already started, but you can still join them. For info and to join, click the Teen Agape banner on the website. Preteens ages 9 to 13 meet at 2 p.m., and children ages 3 to 8 meet at 3:30 p.m. Both are on live Zoom. To join and get your Agape Youth Fun Packs, email to Reverend Leon at agapelive.com. And Monday through Saturday, see you on Facebook at 8 a.m. for daily prayer and 12 noon for meditation. Go to Agape Live at home for details. The Crisis Support Clinic is now open Mondays 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Time. To receive Zoom information details for your first come, first serve appointment, please email crisissupport@agapelive.com. Each of these groups are offered on a love offering basis to the community at large. And Agape's spiritual community gathering is in session. Join us every Friday at 5:30 p.m. and connect in community for an enriching, inspiring gathering, and led by our practitioners and ministers. Email scg@agapelive.com for more information. And dance with the Rev. Get your endorphins flowing and shift your mood. Show us your moves in a 1-minute video dancing during a Sunday service and upload it using the banner on the Agape website. You may see yourself dance with the Rev on social media and on Sundays. Richest blessings, Agape. Thank you.
Akuyo is a licensed practitioner here, and she is actually a queen. She was a princess, and then she visited her own country, Ghana, and she is a queen. So we honor her that way. Ooh, now we're in for a treat. Let's hear from Reverend Dr. Michael. Open your consciousness.
Peace and richest blessings, my Agape family. You powerful, rich, unfolding, progressive expression of humanity. I appreciate and love you. Today, I'm here in Costa Rica, Every year, twice a year, I have the opportunity to teach at the Rhythmia Life Advancement Center and to extend our Agape family in a very powerful way. And guess where you are? You're at Agape, Agape International. And you get to be embraced by the Reverend Julie Moret. You get to be embraced by the powerful sounds of Ray Davis, our Agape House Band. You get to be embraced, if you are in the way of meditation service, by Master Practitioner Reverend Beckwith. And so today, all I'm asking you to do is to be open, to be available, to be ready, to embrace the next great vision and version of yourself. And how do you do that? As I've said throughout the course of this month, if you want real change in your life, you have to change your vibrational address. And that's why you're in this community, to shift and unfold to your greater yet to be. So I welcome you to Agape. I'll see you next Sunday. And until then, stay available, stay pliable, stay open, stay ready, because the best is yet to come. Blessings.
Blessings to Reverend Michael. Yes, everybody send blessings and love to Reverend Dr. Michael. Yes, the best is yet to come. I'm so grateful to know this. Now, before Ray comes back around for our second musical inspiration, I want to have a little more formal introduction of Reverend Dr. Julie Moret. She is on the Transformational Leadership Board and the G5 here at Agape. She's very active. I think you might see her every week if you tune in. And she is an ordained Agape minister, of course. She is an accomplished, powerful, inspirational speaker and teacher. I would like for you to know this piece. She holds degrees in a wide range of healing modalities, including psychology, neuro-linguistic programming, clinical hypnosis, hands-on energy healing, and shamanism. She has a great book I'll show you at the end of service. She's the author of What's Your What? How to Ignite Your Unique Brand. And she's powerful and dynamic and is going to tell you something that's true about you that you didn't know until you tuned in today. So we're going to welcome Reverend Dr. Julie Moret up momentarily after the magnificent Ray Davis comes forward. Yes, welcome him on the chat, and thank you so much, Ray.
The person that most people refer to as Jesus, Yeshua or Yeshua, even better, spoke of this many times, many times, in many different ways, that the responsibility is not for me to seek to change someone else, but it is to find the salvation that I am given by changing that which is within me. This song speaks of such a challenge, and a challenge recognized and accepted. The song is called The Least of These. Something on my mind, and it's high time for my confession. To the world I may seem kind and a success in my profession, but when I search deep in my soul, I find a hole about the size of your oppression. And I wonder, could it be the solution is calling for me? Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least of these, maybe I can see the signs, but maybe I don't wanna name it. Maybe I believe some lies, but it breaks my heart to claim it. Oh no. And maybe I've been socialized to minimize the pain you feel, then just reframe it. So I'm wondering now, can I be a solution somehow? Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least of these. Well, I've done it to me. Just can't take it no more. Blaming somebody else for my life, for my life, my life, my life, my life. Now I am ready to start. I'll change my mind, change my heart. I will open, really open to love, 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 to love, love. Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least of these, the least of these. Oh, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least. Oh, whatever I've done to the least of these, the least of these. Well, I've done it to me.
That is Ray Davis. That's Ray Davis and the Agape House Band. Give him some love. Thank you guys so much. You know, Reverend Michael's theme this month is if you want change, you have to change your vibrational address. They're doing half the work for you right now. Just let it soak in. Let it seep into your bones and your cells and your souls and be made new in this moment because you choose it and you allow it to be so. Thank you guys. Y'all are so awesome and so beautiful. Thank you. So I got to tell you something. The last time that I spoke here in this theater, when it was stream only, nobody in the audience, I got about halfway through my talk, and then this thought flickered across my mind. And I wondered, like, is Reverend Michael pranking me? Like, what if cameras aren't on, stream isn't up, and I'm just walking around a great big empty theater in uncomfortable high heel shoes for nothing? So I got smart today. I brought my phone with me. Stream is up. Just want to verify y'all are here, so if you could toss some hearts or some thumbs up, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, look, you're here. They're loving Ray Davis. Sing, Ray. That's awesome. Thank you. You got some hearts. Look at that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I really appreciate you enabling my insecurities by playing along just then. Thank you. Alrighty. So, a couple thousand years ago, Jesus, but I'm going to be back in a little while. I'm going to make sure this is not a ring and run kind of situation, where you show up and then ditch. So I will be back. Anyway, a couple thousand years ago, Jesus was hanging out in Jericho doing Jesus-y things, and he decided to go for a walk or a donkey ride or something, no Ubers back then, and he came across the baptismal waters. Whoa. These are the sacred healing waters. You take one dunk in that pool, you are good to go. So he's coming up, and he notices that there's this guy laying right at the edge of the pool. Clearly, dude's been there a long time, just waiting for someone to pick him up, dunk him in the water so he can be healed. So Jesus walks straight up to the guy and says, "Will you be made whole?" Dude says, "Yes." Jesus says, "Then rise. Take up your bed and walk." That's the question. No matter what challenges we face, the question is, will you be made whole for real? Do you really want change? Can you handle it? And I know the obvious answer is yes, of course, yes, I want more money. I want a lover, I want health. But before we take another step further, we should just kind of check in, for real? Because if you want a thing, it's going to require a thing. I want ripped abs, but I like pie. Heated, a la mode, the works. If you want health, we know what it means. It means good exercise and sunshine and getting good sleep and nutrition. If you want a loving relationship, it means accepting our beloved for who they are and not who we think we can turn them into, right? Oh, I met this great guy. He's a real fixer-upper. Doesn't work. Trust me, I've tried. We got to be willing to rise up to the occasion of what we desire. So check in with yourself in this moment. Become aware, what is it that you want? Let this be participatory. Show up. This is moving day. You want change, you got to change your vibrational address. That means being engaged. What is it that you want? What wants you? What wants revelation through your heart and your mind and your soul and your cells? And then be honest with yourself. Are you willing to rise to the occasion of what your soul desires? So straight out of the gate, the question is, will you be made whole for real? And I know here at Agape, we teach that you are already perfect, whole, and complete as is, which is true. And we have a kind of progressive wholeness, ever evolving, ever unfolding. In science, this internal compulsion for full revelation is known as syntropy. Syntropy is the innate drive within all living matter to self-perfect. There is an inborn compulsion within life itself to continuously beget more life. This drive towards wholeness and revelation exists in the earth, it continues in our personal lives, and it is absolutely happening within humanity as well. So let's kick it off with Mother Earth, shall we? We'll go back a little further in time, a couple billion years ago. All you've got is this great big red-hot, molten primordial ooze. The ooze is all there is, made of heavy elements like iron carbide and light elements like hydrogen, each perfect, whole, and complete as is, but life is ever begetting more life. So you sprinkle in a little water vapor, let the whole thing stew around for a couple of million years, and then boom, you get hydrocarbons, the first organic molecules. Again, perfect, whole, and complete as is, but life is ever driving towards more life. So those molecules started multiplying and dividing and multiplying and dividing and multiplying and dividing, and they combine and combine and combine and combine. Before you know it, pow, big elbow popped out, and an ankle, and then kapow, the first man was appearing. That's how man was created. You can Google it. If you're more of a creationist, the same theory works. God created plants and animals, said they were good. Then God created man, said, nah, he's good. Might be a little room for a 2.0 version, woman. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. It's kind of like the wife who gave her husband a Get Better Soon card, you know? Like he wasn't sick or anything. She just thought, he could get better. And now there's a 3.0 version, not masculine or feminine, fluid. Evolution is on the march. Whether we choose to step in line with it or not, that's on us. So this undergirding drive towards wholeness and revelation, it begins in the earth and it carries over into our individual lives. We just keep growing and changing, don't we? My husband calls me the biggest bait and switch there ever was. When we first got together, one of our very first bonding experiences, I sent him on a late night mission to find baby back ribs in West LA, because I needed them. After we had been together for a little while, I woke up one day and I was like, I think I'm going to go back to being a vegetarian. My husband was like, whiplash, what? We literally bonded over a carcass. We were like rabid animals ripping flesh off bones one minute. And the next minute, I'm like, hey, let's swap out cow steaks for cauliflower steaks. And then a short time after that, I was like, oh man, dude, actually, I'm vegan. It's so wrong. It's so unfair. But that's how we are. We just keep growing and changing. Think of all the ways you've already changed in your life, the kinds of thoughts or beliefs or routines or relationships that you used to have that have nothing to do with how you operate now. Although sometimes God goes too far. You got to call a thing. Sometimes God takes this whole growing, evolving thing way too far. 4 years ago, God went too far with me. 4 years ago, thigh-high black leather boots were all the rage. They were on all the billboards, in the magazines. You all wore them here to church on Sunday mornings. And I thought they were so sexy. I was like, I got to get a pair. And then another part of me was like, can't. Congregants will say it's inappropriate. And I was like, but I've got to be me. And the other part was like, no, hon, you really don't. And I was like, but I want to be me. And the other part's like, fine, be you, just be a little less you. And I was like, more me, less you, more me, less you. The thing about having an argument between me and me is that eventually me wins. So I finally went to the store to get those boots. And as soon as I walked in, I spotted them from across the way. They were everything I had ever dreamed of. Tall, shiny black, stiletto heel, like that big. I just stood there with drool sliding down the side of my mouth as the salesman went to get my size. And when he emerged, I knew that those boots were my key to everything. I knew that the boots were going to make me 10 pounds lighter, 10 years younger, probably get rid of wrinkles. Like, the boots were the bomb. It was as they were gliding towards my wide open arms, that was the moment God went too far with me. All of a sudden, instead of seeing the boots of my dreams, all I could see was like 2 little baby cows. Like, moo, moo. I start like rubbing my eyes. What the heck is going on? By the time the salesman's standing in front of me, there was not any chance on earth that I was going to wrap a couple dead animals around my legs. Now, please hear this. Come on back. Please hear this. I am not talking about whether or not you wear animals or you eat them. I'm talking about what happens when God says, level up. It's time to stretch for that next rung on the ladder of your soul's evolution. And we all have, please hear this, we all have different rungs, different ladders, different pathways. For me, that day, my big stretch was those gorgeous boots. I felt like Abraham on the mount being asked to sacrifice his beloved son. And I knew in that moment that there was only one thing left that I could do with those boots. Break up. I asked the salesman to give us a moment. I kind of cozied up on the little love seat next to them, and I just said, it's not you, it's me. I've changed. You're better off without me. I know some hot young thing is going to come along, scoop you up, and wear the hell out of you. I love you. I'm just not in love with you. And I got up and I walked away without ever looking back. I did cyber stalk them on the store website, like for months. But something inside had shifted and there was no turning back. There was just no way I could go back. And I want to be so clear, I am not at all speaking about whether or not you wear animals or you eat them. I'm talking about what happens when you come around the curve and you are face to face with the next way in which you are meant to grow, expand, evolve. Leather shoes may be part of your path. I still have some because, quite frankly, it's really hard to find super cute plant-based heels. But what matters is that we do our work and we keep doing it, and we keep doing it individually as a society, that we are doing our work, that we are cultivating our consciousness and becoming as obedient as we possibly can to what's ready to emerge in our lives. And we always have a sense. You know, I'd gotten to the point where it made a lot of sense to me not to eat animals, but I never thought about wearing them. I never thought about where shoes come from. I know where shoes come from. Bloomingdale's. But on that day, something woke up. What's ready to wake up for you? What's that area? What's that area? What's that way that something is so ready to burst through in your life, to shine forward? If you're ready for financial freedom, you know, so that you have the kind of, that your finances are covered in a way that you can be about your business and live your purpose in this lifetime. Start loading that up on the chat. Today's moving day, right? You want to change, you got to change your vibrational address. Start to imprint, create a feeling tone, pat it in on the chat. What is it that you're claiming? I claim prosperity, I claim affluence, I claim the free flow of abundance. What are you claiming? Line it up on the chat. Say it the way you do want it, not what you don't want, but what you do want. If you want health, you know, so you have a strong body temple. So you got this great big gorgeous house so you could just shine light, beam energy, be radiance and illumination and healing. Put that up on the chat. I claim prosperity, I claim wholeness, I claim health and vitality and longevity and comfort and ease and grace within the body temple. What is it that you want? Put it up on the chat. If you want love, put that up on the chat. But don't, you know, I know some of y'all, so I got to clarify here. Don't start putting your Tinder profiles up if you're looking for love, all right? I can imagine some of y'all trying to get your photos up right now, probably photos of you in your thigh-high black leather boots. No, not that kind of thing. What kind of love do you want, though? How about self-love? What if we start with self-love? Put that in the chat. If that's true for you, if you're ready to really love yourself, I love myself, I claim myself, I accept myself, I'm grateful, I honor this life that I have been given. I honor this life that I have been given. Are you willing? You want change? Change your vibrational address. Start with loving yourself. Start to load up the chat. What is it that you want? What is it that you'll claim? I'm going to see what y'all are saying. Anybody put something in there? Support. I claim wholeness. Y'all are still here. I'm so glad I got out of my sweatpants for this. Love, health, and wealth. I claim longevity and divine health. I claim wealth. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for playing. So this undergirding, driving compulsion to move towards wholeness and revelation, it exists in the earth, it carries forward in our individual lives, and it is also existing within humanity itself. In 2020, that quiet, persistent question, will you be made whole, shifted. No longer a question. In 2020, it became a mandate. God sent every single one of us to our rooms and said, all right, folks, we could do this the challenging way or the less challenging way, but it is grow time. No more covering up, no more pretending, no more ignoring. It's grow time. And every single one of us was sent to our rooms. Every single one of us was sent to think about what's going on. It is absolutely no coincidence that there is a viral pandemic, a disease of systemic racism and chronic environmental abuses. We are, all of life is, one collective living organism. Everything impacts everything all the time. That's the law of quantum entanglement. Everything impacts everything all the time. So if you have toxicity in one area, of course it's going to leach back into all areas. That's why I go to holistic doctors who understand that all parts of me are interrelated. So if I have a stomach ache, for example, sure, let's take a look at what I'm eating. But also, well, probably too much pie, but aside from that, are there any thoughts or beliefs that I've got running, any rackets that I got running in my mind, any ancestral or gender-related historical issues, aches, pains that I just can't stomach any longer? In 2020, toxicity within every single one of our major structures reached a boiling over point. The goal now is not to get back to a full cup, silently simmering at the top, but just not overflowing. The goal is to transmute the contents. That's what we came here for. That's what you stream in for. We got to transmute the contents. So let's break it down. With respect to the virus, what did we learn as a result of this virus experience that will make us more whole, more vital as a society? Did we up our hygiene game? Did you get real clear about vitamins and minerals and supplements? Did you up your immune boostings? What did you do for your mental and emotional health? If you're doing something new and good as a result of what we just went through with this pandemic, put that in the chat. That's how we move into greater levels of wholeness as a community in the digital age. You put up what you're doing that's new and good, it'll inspire somebody else and create accountability for you. I'll kick it off. More water, more stretching. More water, more stretching, more water, more stretching. Those are my biggies. What are you doing? And if you haven't picked anything yet, maybe today can be moving day and you can decide a thing. What would be so good? Maybe drinking more fresh, pure, clear, clean water. Maybe getting more dark leafy greens in. Maybe figuring out what vitamins and supplements make you vital, Teflon strong. Maybe getting more steps in, stretching, upping your spiritual practice. Dear God, I'm so grateful for the Agape International Spiritual Center, for Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith's teachings, especially over the last year and a half, more than ever. A sane place to tune into in this world that was going crazy. What are you grateful for? What can you put in? Load it up on the chat. Fire it up. So this undergirding drive towards moving into greater levels of wholeness, that's what can occur as a result of going through the viral experience. Now, that quiet, persistent whisper, will you be made whole for real, also rose up powerfully in the area of systemic institutionalized racism. This past year, actually for the last several years, it has felt to me like there's a roll call happening in the United States of America. So many different groups rising up, demanding justice, equality, reparations. If you're in different countries, I'm so curious if it's been that way where you are too, for a few years now. It feels like every single group is making it loud and clear. First of all, we're here. Second of all, we're staying. And third of all, we will never permit ourselves to be left behind or marginalized ever again. And that's where we come in. That's what we signed up for. See, I have this vision. That we were all huddled up together before we ever came into this life. It was a great big group hug. And then the big coach in the sky was like, all right, folks, who wants to be part of ushering in the next iteration of humanity? And we all raised our hands or our wings or whatever we had. And we were like, yes, coach, put me in. And then 2020 happened. And we were like, oh, shoot, should have read the fine print. See, we came here to be bearers of the light. We came here for goodness and hope and possibility and transformation. But if you live in a society where there is a covering up, pretending, or ignoring of its brokenness, it only delays the inevitable healing that must occur for our collective sustainability. That's a very long sentence. If you live in a society, if you're in relationships, if you're in family dynamics, if you're in a community, if you are in a society where there is a covering up, pretending, or ignoring of our brokenness, it only ever always delays the inevitable healing that must occur for our collective sustainability. In other words, the bill always comes due. The bill always comes due. Isabel Wilkerson, in her book, Cast, The Origins of Our Discontents, shared a powerful metaphor for this in the chapter, The Afterlife of Pathogens, where she spoke about how in 2016 there was this massive heat wave that struck the Siberian tundra. Lots of kids started getting sick. Russian authorities began airlifting the sick and dying to hospitals. It was a whole thing. Nobody knew what the heck was going on. Finally, scientists determined that the extreme heat that summer had melted the permafrost, exposing anthrax that had been encased in the ice since 1941. It revealed those toxic pathogens still fully intact, powerful as ever. That's exactly what happened in the United States of America this past summer. Pathogens of ignorance, fear, and hatred do not die. They just lie in wait, waiting for extreme circumstances to bring them back up to the surface. This past summer, extreme circumstances brought our toxic pathogens right back up to the surface and exposed rot, in the underbelly of America. Because anything that is incomplete will repeat. Anything incomplete will repeat. We see that in our personal lives all the time, don't we? You don't deal with mom or dad issues when you're little. Guess who shows up as your boss, as your lover, as your coworker? Mommy, daddy. Different bodysuit, but same issues. Have any of y'all noticed that? See, I'm up on this stuff. So when I was interviewing my husband for the husband position, I had my mental checklist in mind. I was like, okay, not my dad, not my dad, not my dad, good to go. We get married. Oh my God, he's my father. I love my dad, but oh my gosh. That's why we got to do our work. We got to do our work individually and as a society, and it's not one and done. We got to do our work and keep doing our work and keep doing our work and keep doing our work. But here's the kicker on that. The only way that we can do our work is if we speak the truth. And the only way we can speak the truth is if we know the truth. And the only way we can know the truth is if we are taught the truth. Like, I don't know about you, but growing up in my public school system, I never heard a word about Juneteenth. I did not know that there was a Black Wall Street. And I never heard anything about 1619. I knew about 1492, because that's when Columbus sailed the ocean blue. But I never knew anything about 1619. You want to know what else I didn't know? This was a loss of innocence for me this past year. I think we've all had some loss of innocence over the last year or so. I never knew that Adolf Hitler sent a personal thank you note to American Madison Grant, thanking him for his manifesto on cleansing the gene pool of undesirables. Grant was a close friend and personal advisor to several United States presidents. He was also a eugenicist. A eugenicist is somebody that wants to cleanse the gene pool by simply eliminating an entire section of the human beings within that gene pool. So, Hitler sends Grant a thank you note, tells Grant that Grant's book is his Bible, Hitler's Bible. The Holocaust, which is a thing and did happen, you see, in my mind, it was always something that happened over there by the bad people, in the bad place. Never in my life did I imagine that the very infrastructure for the Holocaust, the blueprint of the Holocaust, was ripped straight from the pages of my United States of America. And you gotta call a thing. Otherwise, wounds fester and toxicity spreads like wildfire. Or like a pandemic. So that's a lot. But you wanna know something? We've been through a lot. So the undergirding truth with everything we've been through and everything we will go through, there is an undergirding truth that life still drives towards more life. So to break it all down, yeah, sure, we got to take care of Mother Earth. Absolutely. Be respectful, be honoring, but we should be 100% clear. We're doing that so that the earth will keep sustaining us. Because Mother Earth is going to be just fine. She has billions of years on us. In some form or fashion, she's going to carry on. What comes of us? That depends on us. It depends on what we do in this moment, and the next moment, and the next moment, and the next moment. And the spoiler alert is that we didn't come here to learn to tolerate each other. Sometimes it feels like that's what this is about. We did not come here to learn to tolerate each other. Absolutely, we have work to do. We got to get to a place where there is meaningful equality and justice, where there is fairness in hirings and firings and in education and law enforcement and judicial system, 100% period. In order for any of us to know meaningful wholeness, we must all have the opportunity for meaningful wholeness. And we are more than this. It's like we've gotten stuck in the weeds when we came here to fly. We came to fly. Oh God, I'm learning so much about what we're capable of, how we can run energy through our hands and heal, how our thoughts impact matter, physical matter. We touched on some of that in the physics of prayer class, and we opted in on this. We said yes. We raised our hand wings. We said, put me in, coach. I want to be part of ushering in the next iteration of humanity. That means we came in here. We came here to heal history, to illuminate, to glow, to create transformation, to create this quantum leap forward, to become more than we ever imagined was possible, and to have fun. This life has a sense of humor too. Remember how I told y'all 4 years ago I felt like Abraham on the Mount sacrificing those gorgeous thigh-high black leather boots? Check this out. Just a couple months ago, 4 years later, out of the total blue, I decided to Google search thigh-high black vegan boots. What? Yes. What? There is such a thing, and I now have them. But don't send me messages telling me they're inappropriate, because I have to be me, just like you have to be you, because the world needs our whole self. Everything you got, bring it to the table. This is the moment for your presence. This is the moment for all of us in all our colors and shapes and sizes and proclivities and genders and preferences and orientations and fluidity and races and religions. Everyone is needed for this moment, because who you are, who you really are, when you're lit up, when you're in life, when you're activated, when you're engaged, you are part of the antidote to the healing remedy of this moment. You are part of the antidote to the healing, holing, becoming more whole, holy, becoming more holy remedy to this moment. Because who you are, who you really, really, really are, is worthy, lovable, and necessary. Maybe someone needs to hear that again. You know it's moving day. Will you be moved? Can you let that penetrate? Who you are, who you really are, is worthy, even now, lovable, especially now, and necessary. Oh, so necessary. So the next time you feel that undergirding question, will you be made whole? Give it a yes, and then move your feet, or run your energy, or think a higher thought, or smile with your heart, or see with your third eye, or start a whole new business, or become a healer, or sing a song, dance a dance, sculpt a sculpture, write a book, up-level the educational system, reimagine law enforcement and the judicial system, solve homelessness, do whatever is yours to do in this lifetime. Because we are the next iteration of humanity. We're it. And we have every single thing we need to get the job done. We've just got to get up off the ground and rise. Many blessings to you. Let that soak in. We're going to move right into prayer. Will you be made new? Will you be made whole? Are you willing? For real? It's 100% your choice. That's the thing. 100% your choice. But the table has been set. We did everything. We got the moving trucks. We got the movers. We boxed everything. Whatever is useful will go on to the next location. Will you be made whole? Are you willing to change your whole vibrational address this day and this moment? Let yourself be moved to a higher frequency. I'm so grateful in this moment. I'm so grateful and thankful in this very moment to be 100% clear that there is one power, one presence, one source, one life, one goodness that is everywhere always. That means it's right smack in the center of my beingness in this moment, and if it's true for me, it's true for all of us right where we are. That the glory of God, the presence of God, the raised up consciousness of God is right where we are in this very moment. And so it is from this place of absolute unification that I am grateful and thankful to realize that all the wholeness, all the radiance, all the brilliance of God is coursing through our very veins in this moment. That right where you are, there is truth, there is wholeness, there is radiance, there is luminosity. Knowing radiance and wholeness, ease, efficiency, economy within every organ, action, function of the body. That we've got blood coursing through our veins and love permeating our very skin. That there is wholeness, that that the diagnosis and the prognosis, that all of a sudden something new gets to wash through because we choose it, because we allow it. Wholeness is the order of the day. Radiance is the order of the day. That in this very moment, something gets so cleaned up, so cleared up, that all you are is light and brilliance and radiance and dynamic vitality, dynamic wholeness. Will you be made new? Will you allow yourself to be completely whole and free and radiant? As you claim it, feel it. Feel it in your body. Feel your body remembering, oh, my beloved, yes, I remember this, I remember this, I remember this. Remembering wholeness and health and vitality and all manner of goodness this very moment. If there's somebody you're holding in prayer, bring them into the mix right now. Bring them all into the mix. We call in all our wise ones, all those who come before, our elders, our guides, our spirits, our angels. Let yourself be so well held in this very moment, so deeply nurtured, restored. Let yourself be made new. We'll call it moving day. It's moving day. Be moved. Hooray.
If you are one bringing light to the darkness, then the rising sun will call you blessed. If you are one who in darkness will nurture the light, then the setting moon will know your name. Your name is blessed, for you were tested, for you are rebuked and you are scorned. Though they revile you, they can't defile you, for all receive their just reward, just reward. If you are one being light in the darkness, then the blazing sun will call you blessed. If you are one who in darkness reveals the light, then the glowing moon will speak your name. If some accuse you, if they abuse you, it's just that they don't know what they are. They have rejected what you have accepted. They fear the light and you shine like a star. You are the one. You're the promise of light in the darkness, and the setting sun, he calls you blessed. Oh, lovely one, from the darkness shine, shine your light. For the rising moon, she sings your name. Your name is blessed. Your name is blessed. Your name is blessed.
Can you let yourself feel that? Can you feel how blessed you are? Maybe wrap your hands around yourself. That simple gesture starts to secrete oxytocin, the loving hormone. Let yourself know how very blessed you are, even now, no matter what the circumstances are. Begin by shifting your vibratory frequency. It'll shift everything that's magnetized towards you. I'm so grateful and thankful to know that right where you are held in the arms and the love of God. I bless each and every one of us, knowing that right where we are held, we are loved, we are supported, we are adored, we are cherished, we are nurtured, we are wanted, we are needed. If there's anybody you're holding in prayer, please include them. You can put their names in the chat. You can simply think their names out loud or say their names out loud. We include everybody that we mentioned in the earlier service, continuing to hold all those impacted by the building that collapsed in Florida, and all people all around the world that just need a prayer in this moment. We include everybody. There's no person left outside this prayer. All are included, all are welcome, all are loved. And with great gratitude, I allow it to be, saying, and so it is. Amen. Beautiful. So now we move into the giving portion of this service. This is the opportunity. You know, we're talking about changing your vibrational address. We want to move into a frequency of prosperity and flow. So whatever you've got, see if you can stretch it. You know, if you hadn't planned on giving anything, maybe you do something. If you'd already planned something, maybe you do a little more. Just watch how the giving creates more receiving, and the receiving creates more giving, and it becomes this circle of abundance and flow. So I invite you to begin the giving process. If you already know how to do it, jump in. Reverend Coco will be here in a moment, and she's going to clarify all the different ways that y'all can give. I can only speak from my personal experience. I spent a lot of years, honestly, where I was like, you know, I had to go to the bathroom at the time that the basket was passed. And then that was like my thing. I'm busy, like I was on my phone and happened to miss the basket. And then there came a point when I realized that tithing is part of spiritual practice. And it's part of building up a strong spiritual infrastructure. And my whole world changed after that. I moved into all kinds of abundance in many areas of my life. So test it out and begin your giving process. I'm going to bless that which is being given. You can hold, if you're giving on your device, you can place your hands over your device. If you're writing a check, whatever you're doing, put your hands over that and just begin to know that right where you are, the very presence of God sees it, feels it, touches it, tastes it, that this money, this transference of monetary energy is blessed. I'm grateful to know that right now, this exchange of energy, financial energy, that it up-levels Agape, it supports Agape, it raises up all our ministries, our university, all the different aspects, our media team, everything, our staff is so well tended to because of the gifts, the financial gifts that come in this moment. I'm knowing that all of these gifts are blessed and that each giver is abundantly blessed in return, that it cannot help but be fulfilled infinite fold. That's just how the law of prosperity works, that as we give, we receive. As we give, we receive. We don't give to receive, but it's just what happens. So the entire giving process is blessed and raised up, and with gratitude I allow it to be and say, and so it is. Amen. Thank you.
Beautiful day, everyone. Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Julie Moret. We will acknowledge her magnificent talk momentarily. Brilliant, yes, everyone. I'm just going to invite you to pay attention to the ways that you may give. I think the graphic already came up. I'm just going to remind you that if you're on our website, you're on a safe, secure website, and of course you can push the donate button. If you're on Facebook Live, either Agape's Facebook Live or Dr. Michael's Facebook Live page, you can find that donation link that will take you to it. You can also text GIVE to this number, 424-321-6243, and let your phone lead you through it. You can use Apple Pay. You can use PayPal, of course. You can mail in your check. Some of us like to do a little bit of everything. If you mail in a check, Dr. Michael loves to receive the note and letter with it. 8549 Wilshire Boulevard. There it is. Suite 1156, Beverly Hills, 90211. We're going to have a little bit more music, but continue to prepare and allow for the givingness of God to move through you in whatever way is yours.
There is a light inside of your brother, and I don't know if you know there's a light that is so bright. Just thought I'd tell you there is a light inside of your sister, and I don't know if you And I don't know if you know there's a power inside of us all. And it's time to celebrate. 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 Everybody. Celebrate. Come on now. Celebrate. It's time to celebrate. Celebrate. Yeah. Celebrate. There is a light inside of us all. And I don't know if you know there's a light that is so bright. Just thought I'd tell you there is a light inside of us all. And I don't know if you know there's a light inside of us all. And it's time to celebrate. Celebrate, everybody. Celebrate, time to celebrate. Celebrate, celebrate. Come on now. Celebrate, feel that. Celebrate, yeah. Celebrate, celebrate. There is a light inside of us all. And I don't know if you know there's a light inside of us all. And it's time to celebrate.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So we're going to have another opportunity. I'm going to thank Willard for being the placeholder for that givingness and givenness of the infinite. And once again, as Reverend Julie began this offering with the blessing, I'm just going to, as we are all in service and church together here, the tithes have been brought into the storehouse, so we're just going to take a moment to bless. So I take this opportunity as once again God's own, to give thanks for itself, its own brilliant ever-givingness of the nature of pure presence. It is this first gift as consciousness which allows each of us to be of the givingness of God. I know that God, we can never outgive God, that it is eternally moving up from the infinite wellspring of life that is breath, body, soul, and awareness. So I bless every single tithe that has been brought to the storehouse, those that are on the way, blessing the giver, blessing and knowing it absolutely blesses Agape and our local communities, our world community, our global community, our cosmic community. So in this way, this offering is pressed down and running over. It is a blessing for each of us because we decide it is so. So in gratitude, I know it is done. I give thanks and I let it be. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you so much, everyone. Love to each and every one of you. Thank you so much, Willard. Reverend Michael will be back next week. I'm going to invite Reverend Julie to come up for the benediction. She just also really wants you to know, I want to show you her book. It's What's Your What, and it's available at Alice's Quiet Mind Bookstore on our website. And if you want to be in touch with her, you can be in touch with her across social media. Is it Rev Julie Moret? Where is she? She's behind me. Rev Julie Moret. So you can contact her in that way. I want to give her some love and appreciation. So just step out for a minute, Reverend Julie. I know there's the chant to do, but first let's just give Reverend Julie some love and appreciation.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Reverend Julie.
So it's time for our benediction song. So everyone, once again, let's stand together and sing out. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. Blessed always, blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround.
so thankful for this day's service. So grateful and thankful to know and declare that the service is alive within us, that there is light, luminosity, healing, nurturance, joy, activation, enhancement that is happening, moving, coursing through our veins and our hearts and our minds and our souls and our cells. There's a greater willingness to step into more and more of who we truly are. I bless this service. I bless the aliveness of it within each of us. So grateful, so thankful for the music ministry that knocks it out of the park week in, week after. Ray Davis, Mary Ann Lewis, the Agape House Band, all of our singers. So grateful and thankful for the way the music helps seep it into our hearts and our minds and our souls and our cells. I'm grateful for the Agape International Spiritual Center, that we have this beautiful place that we get to gather and remember the truth with. Grateful for Reverend Bernard Beckwith for the way shower, the light, that human invitation he is, that we continuously become more of who we truly are. And I'm especially grateful in this moment for you, for your very presence, knowing that right where you are, the love of God is, the goodness of God is, the day is blessed, our hearts, minds, souls, and cells are blessed, and all is made new because we say yes. And with great gratitude, I allow it to be, saying, and so it is. Amen. Many blessings to you, Agape.
He always thought he was an average man, average face and average hands, average feet to square on the middle tier. Yeah. Satisfied with his mild success, as much as any average man could expect, until the day he was beset by his greatest fear. It all started with a feeling so immense it filled the whole blue sky. He said, what if I was born for greatness?
What if I want to lie?
What if I am really more than I think I am? What if mediocrity was delivering the stars from me, and miracles and wonders was the plan for the average man? Yeah, yeah. You know, yeah. You were born for greatness. You were born for so much more. You were born for greatness. You were born for so much more. Say, stars to me, and miracles and wonders was the plan. Sing, sing, na na na, yeah, sing na na na, sing na na na, na na na.
That's Ray Davis, everybody.
Marianne Lewis, everybody. Marianne Lewis. Come on.
Woohoo! Sheila Nichols, Tanya Davis. Thank you, media, sound, Paul Bielenberg, Ted Blaisdell, Kiana, and all the media team. We thank you. We love you, Agape. Have a beautiful week. And we will see you next time. Peace and blessings.